What is going on, guys and girls? It's GhostRobo back again with some more Battleborn awesomeness. Today taking a look at another new character, Galilea, and her greatsword, her desecration field of destruction, all of her awesomeness here for you today on the campaign mission, The Algorithm. She has become one of my favorite characters, and I'm about to show you exactly why. Jumping straight into her skill tree here, we see her move. She's got a shield throw, she has a desecrate, and she eventually will have her Abyssal Form. But she first off has this Rath's greatsword that builds up corruption as she uses skills and she attacks. She builds up corruption, which allows her to sort of fling damage and damage foes who are near her. You'll see this big purple field emitting from her form, and it's pretty darn sweet. Also, her shield throw can function as a Captain America style boomerang shield with the perk that we just picked there on the DNA tree. The little purple dots next to her ability bar symbolize that corruption, and that sort of plays along with her ability Desecrate, which creates a field of darkness below her. So any enemies within range or within region will take damage, which is pretty darn cool. So you can see right now that I've got this purple field beneath me. So I'm dealing damage in that radius, which is pretty cool based on this corruption. And the sort of reach of her greatsword is really, really good. This combined with the fact that her Abyssal Form allows her to deal even more damage and absorb health, Galilea is possibly one of the toughest characters to take down. She's fantastic in campaign, and she's fantastic in competitive multiplayer. Speaking of competitive multiplayer, I just got early special access to Battleborn in its early state on PC, so I currently can play the new Incursion mode, which is sort of their MOBA mode, something I've never done. So we'll be bringing that action to you ASAP, and new things will unlock throughout the weeks leading up to launch. I'll be bringing you new campaign mission content, new co-op content, and new multiplayer content. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Definitely leave a like if you enjoy the Battleborn goodness and glory that we're bringing you here. So this corruption almost adds sort of a black tentacle-like goo to Galilea. And while she seems like just a normal old knight or soldier at first blush, she really brings a whole lot more to the battlefield than that. We are working through people up close and personal. She's probably my favorite melee character. I do like her personally better than Rath. And as we pick some more abilities here, again, you can pause the screen if you want to see all the specifics of that. I'm not going to slow down each time we pick an ability. But what's cool about her is that she is an up close and personal melee character, but as you increase that corruption, you end up dealing range damage. And if you get corruption to its maximum 3-dot state, you'll notice that we fling out beams of energy that deal damage almost just like a projectile from a ranged character, someone in the vein of Orendi, but instead from an up close and personal melee character where damage is even more deadly because her attacks can be dealt with such ferocity. Now, her shield that I threw initially does not come back to her. She will need to go and fetch that unless you pick that initial skill at level 1 there, the initial augment, where you allow a hit of the shield to return it to Galilea and that ability to receive some cooldown. Now, if you don't hit, you still have to go retrieve the shield, which can also be used as a defense mechanism. You can hold up that shield. Her secondary attack is to bring that shield up and absorb a whole bunch of damage. I prefer to use it in its attacking form. There it goes, just kind of sitting in the air. We will taunt our way to victory. She looks pretty cool, and we've got some gear here. I like how they redid sort of the gearbox, as they call it, and the aesthetic and look of the different pieces. It started out being different. If you go back to some of my earlier videos, you'll notice that, and then eventually it reached the form it's in today. And I think it looks a whole lot better. A lot of the adjustments that have been made to Battleborn are very positive, and they continue to make those with this early access and with the eventual beta that I believe is releasing soon. They will make adjustments, and hopefully balance adjustments as well, because I could see Galilea coming in as a character that is definitely of the top tier, or maybe too top tier. And hopefully, as they see how she performs in the different multiplayer modes, they will determine whether or not she needs a few nerfs here or there, or if she's just a-okay. It's sort of hard to tell when you play against the AI if she's too amazing or not. Plus, as someone who's played a lot, I kind of work through these levels pretty quickly because I know where everything is and I know where I need to go, whereas a first-time player may not find as much success. So we will continue to augment up and level up. We're at 4 now. If we get to 5, you'll get to see that Abyssal Form here. Throwing that shield does a lot of damage, and it should return to me every time. There it got stuck, but it did come back, and we will return it soon. I basically keep corruption constantly. Now that's a lot harder to do when you're facing off in either Meltdown or Incursion, one of those modes. But if you do keep the beat down on the bots, that would be a great way to continue to grow that corruption meter and increase your damage dealt to opposing Battleborn. But it is something that would require a very specific focus. Not sure what the shield's doing there, but again, ignore that. This was not from the final version or even the early access version. I went up to 2K and played this far earlier than today's date. Alright, so we've got either Chaotic Confusion or Forsaken Grounds. Desecrate now deals damage to enemies inside its area of effect, which is even more deadly. So we've got a speed boost there. All these pickups also are something to pay attention to. You'll notice a lot of them throughout the levels that either they boost different stats or grant you different bonuses, and now we'll spend some shards to build an even bigger bonus, which is a drone that can help us in this area. And as we continue to take down these bots, we're about to encounter a mini-boss battle, as I'm sure you guys know if you've seen the algorithm before. If not, you're in for a big robotic brouhaha, which is pretty cool, against this guy here, the one, the only, henchman, utilizing lovely leet speak to complete his coolness. He has a shield, so we'll throw a shield at his shield, because why the heck not? And then we will desecrate and deal damage to him, which is pretty cool. That field is not only a buff, but also a major source of pain, as you saw. And again, Galilea is a character that you can take a number of ways. Like, if you don't pick that shield return skill early on, you're not going to be throwing it out very often, and you're going to be looking at a very different build. And that's the thing I'm excited to experiment with, is how you take the skill tree, where you put those augments and what you do. That's Abyssal Form. We go beneath the earth, deal damage to anyone in our path, and absorb health, as noted by the green heart appearing next to Galilea's name, and then we come out ready to deal even more damage. Half of the henchman crew has been obliterated, and now we will grab even more health regen for our lovely selves here, and kick in some gear as well. There's a lot of action going on in Battleborn. It would be hard for me to give you every specific detail, but like I said, that's why you can pause the screen if you want to read or get more specific there. And we are blocking. When you don't have your shield, you block with the sword. So the shield is currently missing. It will come back to you if you're not able to find it on the ground, or you can go find it on the ground for an instant retrieval. Not ready to level up yet, but just taking a look at some of our abilities, and as you see, the shield does come back there. And we are ready to go. Henchman has almost bit the dust. Make sure to let me know in the comments what you think of Galilea. She literally was just a wrecking ball through all modes, and I loved her. Someone that I can't wait to unlock and play as once I get a bigger build of the game. Using that Abyssal Form once more to deal damage. I love this because you protect yourself and regen health while dealing damage, so it is one of the best moves. I'm not sure there's any way to damage Galilea while she is beneath the earth like that. So her ultimate actually is like a super incredible attack and fits with her character well, because as you see, she is a massive melee damage dealer. So you get in, deal damage, build corruption, deal more damage, desecrate the ground, deal more damage, absorb a lot of damage, and then go beneath the earth with Abyssal Form, deal even more damage, and regen health, and repeat that loop over and over again. It seems like there's a lot of really cool combos that can be achieved with many of the Battleborn heroes, which is one of the strengths of their design, that each character feels like it has a suggested loop that, when achieved, will sort of create this gameplay cycle that feels stupendous, and that can be modified again with your DNA skill tree choices and how you choose to sort of put your points and where you really want to emphasize and what you want to specialize in. So you could inevitably create different loops for yourself the more times you play a character, or if you find sort of a really strong path down that augment line for Galilea or for whoever you play at. You've got max corruption here, so we are in a mega state. And let me know what you want to see more of in the comments down below. I like showing off the new characters. Like I said, I'll be back with Incursion. Excited to check that out. Hope my quick talking today wasn't too crazy for you, but just wanted to fit a lot into the footage I had. This is Galilea on the algorithm here in Battleborn. I hope you guys are having a fantastic day and enjoyed the look at this character. Let me know what you think of it in the comments down below. Hit that like button if you're ready for more Battleborn action. I'll bring it your way soon. The game comes out in just a couple months, but I've got early access, so that should be fun. Until next time, everybody, thanks again for watching. A fantastic day. Drink some hot chocolate, and we will see you all later.